you really have to, you got to pick and choose how you want to do things. So we're excited about the opportunity. We understand that like I told my kids, we don't make the schedule. We just play the schedule. So whoever's up, who's up? Okay, let's go. Let's see what they're on, and let's get after them because they're gonna get after us because we Grambling.
See, that PB12, them engineers cut that off. That's what it was.
No, he back at it.
Yeah, I'm back at it. And it's Grambling. That's kids calling me because they don't see me and they get just broke meetings. You know, because like I said, I'm taking 2 kids back, but that's gonna be a tough stretch. That's gonna be a tough one. We're gonna open up with Clark, Central State, and then we'll play TCU. Then we'll have a week off before PV. And then we'll go PV, we'll go Alcorn, and then we'll go J State. And the best thing about the Alcorn and Jackson State, they got to come to the hole, and they understand what it is to play in the hole.
Coach, there's been a lot of discussions about the schedule of the SWAC schools, Coach, and some coaches have input on the schedule, some coaches don't. Well, what I'm asking you is, when you're playing, you have 2 Division II teams at the start of your season. What are you trying to get outdone in those games to prepare you for the gauntlet that you're going to go through after you finish those 2 seasons, those 2 games?
Well, you better not sleep on those 2 teams, because those 2 teams won't be intimidated. We always say when those teams come in here, we have a lot of history here at Grambling. We just need to make sure they don't make history. And that's what I tell my kids. So, just with Clark, Atlanta, we know Coach Sims, good friend of mine. We know Ash Green, offensive coordinator. So they're going to be ready to play. So you got to really get in those games and use your rules because there's going to be a lot of unscouted looks. So there's going to be a lot of things that we haven't talked about that, you just got to rely on your rules. Then you got Central State coming in here who's going to play good football. But you got to use those 2 games just to get your identity. And everybody say, okay, your identity. You can say you want to be a passing team, but if you come out the first 2 games and you can run it, then you're a running team. So you got to find who you are. And in those 2 games, you'll use that who you are. Then you go play the money game. You'll go play the money game against TCU. But those first 2 games is to create what identity you're going to be for the rest of the season.
I think on the same weekend you play TCU, Prairie View is playing Baylor. I would love to see one of you guys pull up an upset that week, but that's going to be a difficult stretch before you enter into what is going to be a very tough 4-game stretch. I don't think there's a tougher 4-game stretch for anybody in the league. And so
no, it's not. And like you say, we always say down, in our locker room, we're gonna be in that blender. We're gonna be in the blender. So we're gonna be in the blender. We welcome it because like the season waits on nobody. We see the schedule. Like I said, we don't make the schedule, but we got to play the schedule. But like I said, just good teams. And just really good football. And it's going to be good SWAC football. Because, I love the SWAC games because it's so exciting. It's not a dull moment. Your band's blowing, the fans are cheering, kids are playing hard. People around the country just don't know how hard these kids play in this conference and how well coached this conference is. And sometimes they look down on it because it's SWAC ball. No, you know what? We like to play some of the Southland schools and things of that sort, but I think we fare better when we play each other because now we keep our money, because what we do is Phil A stands up for them, and then they benefit from it. So I'd rather play the Clarks, the Central States, and help them financially. And hopefully one day that they'll be okay. And because I'm going to play a TCU game, and that's just a financial game. They don't pay $850,000 to come beat them. They try to make sure you don't beat them. We made $1 million last year against Ohio State, but it was a great atmosphere. We came out of there injury free, so we can do it because, like I heard Jermaine say, we have a weight room too. And you're just not gonna beat us down. We gonna swing back. We gonna get back at you. You know, so we excited for the opportunity though.
Coach, I got one quick thing, and then I'll let you go on this. Now, Coach, you've been known to, as you say, speak your mind. Now, Coach, you gonna keep your money in your pocket this time, or you gonna get some more fines from the SWAC because you tell it like it is? Go, or you say, you know what? I'm just not gonna say anything.
I'm just not.
That money came out your pocket, there, Coach, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just not gonna say anything because my daughter Maya is on me about that, and I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna
don't spend her money, Coach.
Yes, I'm gonna be very respectful. They ain't get me no more. Like I said, you might get me once, but you ain't gonna get me twice.
Coach, y'all got Jackson State back in Vegas?
No, we gonna play him in a hole. I know you, Coach.
So no Vegas games, huh?
No Vegas game. We're not going to Vegas, but it's gonna be live, Johnny.
Y'all got any skyboxes in Grambling? Because you know Coach Cole don't come out unless you got a skybox. Now you know he got.
We know that.
Yeah, I already know that, but I got the bedroom upstairs for him though.
I may have to try to get him out there, Coach.
Yeah, he probably gonna come. He gonna call me and say, "Mick, I need a room."
Hey,
that's all he said.
Hey, look, I texted him and Jack. I said, I can't believe that both of y'all came up underneath it, and I can't get no sky tickets.
Hey,
what's going on?
We was at the press conference. I told Jack. I said, Jack, you do that. I'll do the hotel room. He said, okay. We sitting there. We getting ready to play. We discussing Johnnie Cole.
Probably getting a text from him, Coach. Was he texting you too, Coach? Was he texting you live?
No, he was outside. He was outside on the phone. You waiting on to interview us. We wanted this room.
Oh man,
them my guys, man. Them my guys, man. Them my guys. I can't say enough about the success, man, and not being surprised that these guys are doing their thing, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I love it. I love it 3, 4, 5 times over, man. And that's what it's about. Some young black men don't grew up and getting it done. Winning. What they doing, Rocky?
They winning, Coach. Hey, last question, Coach, before I get you out of here. Coach, were you recruited by Grambling out of high school?
I don't think so.
Hey, Coach. Man, Mickey couldn't throw no football now. You the SWAC. You got to be a throwing guy.
I just can ride and decide. I ran option. I couldn't throw it. I couldn't throw it. But no, I was recruited by a lot of schools, but most schools ran option. So no, I wasn't recruited by Grambling or Southern.
Okay, so Grambling was throwing it back then. I thought they was running that old wing T, and they was running that thing. They was throwing it then.
I think they were throwing. Even in the wing T, they threw it.
Man, listen, that's the reason why Tremaine Johnson was All-American, because he caught balls out that wing T. Don't get it twisted now. Coach know about Tremaine Johnson.
You're right about that.
Yeah, Tremaine.
Coach.
I played against Tremaine Johnson.
Yeah, he's
bad boy. Bad boy.
Hey, but listen, he was on the same high school team with Marshall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Marshall. That boy was the dude. That boy was the dude. I don't know if I'm right, but I think Marshall was his backup for a while. That boy was a bad dude.
Tremaine Johnson, what a name.
Hey, did you recruit Marshall were you in Louisiana recruiting Marshall when he came out of high school?
Hey, I'll tell you a quick story and I'll let y'all go. Marshall came to Nebraska on a recruit visit because they played my brother Vance in the playoffs. And my brother Vance called me in my dorm room and said, hey, I just played against the best player in the state of Louisiana. I said, but VJ, y'all beat him 63-0. He said, don't matter. He said, this dude's a dude. And it was like, he said his name is Marshall Falk. So he came to Nebraska. Nebraska wanted to recruit him as a cornerback.
Defensive back.
And I said, do you want to play that? He's like, no. Well, guess what? I told Marshall do what he got to do. Next thing I know, Marshall was breaking records at San Diego State.
Hey, in y'all offense, he would have ran for 4,000 yards.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know why they didn't want him they wanted to play corner. And I was like, corner? Man, you better put this boy in the backfield.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's all I said. Man, Coach Joseph, man, of course, as always, thank you. Always put us in there.
Y'all.
You always make understand how important it is for HBCU coach to come on our show. Man, I can't say enough about you. I wish you and your family. Make sure I find out or shoot me your daughter's.
I'll send you her stuff, Johnny. But listen, anytime y'all want to do the show live here on the Saturday in the hole, y'all more than welcome. And I'll make sure y'all in the skybox.
I got you. You know we will now. You know we will.
We'll pull up.
Yeah, that's okay. Pull up on me.
Hey, coach, listen, tell the president to let us stay over there at Grambling West. That's why they used to let me stay over there. Over there, man. I had the whole thing to myself over there.
On West Campus?
Yeah, on West Campus. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
See, coach, that's a hidden gem. They don't know nothing about that, coach. See, we can be right there on the campus. You know what I'm saying? Big rooms and everything.
They got big old houses over there.
There you go.
All right.
Good luck, man. We'll be keeping up with you.
All right. Okay.
And that was Coach Mickey Joseph, head football coach at Grambling State University, coach, and another one of Coach Cole's proteges. Coach, you got to be beaming in this moment to see guys that you brought into coaching, now head coaches at two of the most prestigious universities in HBCU football.
Yeah, man, I'm a guy that I like to see just us and people that look like me excel, man. I love to see Coach Campbell sipping on Sunday, just took that, man, and then now you're jumping off with your show of, I just like to see success, man. I'm not no hater. It's plenty room to go around for everybody, man, and just the love, and it charges me up. It charges my engine up. I don't have a jealous or envy bone, and and I like to see that. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes me a part of it. You know what I mean? That I had at least something to do with it. But them two gentlemen, man, Coach Joseph and Coach Jackson, man, it doesn't surprise me that the success they're having.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach. Coach, we got I'm gonna get a thumbs up on that, Mr. Campbell. We can give him about 10 minutes because it's after 9?
Yeah.
Coach, I put in the chat, what do you think? That's up to you though. Or you want to wait for another time? Because he just called me.
Who is that?
Coach Eugene.
We'll wait. No, we'll wait for him. Ain't no problem. We'll wait. Ain't no problem. We'll get them together. But Rocky, let me say this. And Coach, I want to tell you what was funny about what Coach said. That Prairie View game, State Fair Classic, that game means something for those G-men this year. That when I say it means something, and I know Coach got to do it, he had to do his coach speak. But I am telling you, I know a lot of folks down there. And when it's like a shock to them. And look, shout out to the AD, shout out to the president, shout out to Tremaine Jackson. To the fact where I have said this again, I have never seen Grambling folks give this much respect to Prairie View in my 56 years of life.
And
that is unbelievable. And they know that game for them and for Grambling's pride and what it means for the conference. Man, they're locked and loaded. They are locked and loaded.
Yeah, you guys know I'm real tight. My big brother Al Wash, and man, at one time Grambling had beat him like 25 years in a row. You know what I mean? And now, of course, with the tides are turning, man, it's now the game is just as important as everything around it. And if we got new fans that don't know, it's the State Fair going on. First day of the State Fair going on around the game, and the stadium is inside the State Fair. So you buy a ticket to the game, you also buy the ticket to the State Fair. So if you're listening and you want to come with a vacation, bring your kids up for the weekend, you can get in there on Friday, and then the game is on Saturday. You come on Saturday, you can, the game starts at about 6 o'clock during the day. You can sit there for the fair. They got concerts going on, free concerts. around the game, and then the game start. Then you see the bands marching in, and then you see just all this black and gold and purple and gold. It's just a beautiful time, man. And you got people from all over the state, all over the country come for that weekend of the State Fair Classic game.
Yeah, I don't know what the all-time record is because I wouldn't be able to speak to that.
A lot to a little.
But in the last 5 years, it's 4-1.
Yeah.
Prairie View.
Yeah. And
look, I know this in my time, in my 80s, Grambling Prairie View did not beat them not one time.
Yeah.
And and then in the 90s, they went 0-88.
So they didn't win nothing either.
They ain't won none of them. So and that game is 50 years old. So I have to look back see if I can find out the record. But it's a different day.
Listen, it's totally different. Rocky, I'm gonna tell you what's funny though. RJ Johnson's down there at Grambling, and I told people this when he transferred from FAMU. Now he went on up to Manchester, but I told everybody, I said it's gonna be two places where he should go, and it was because of the coaches, either over there with Terrell Buckley at Valley or down there at Grambling, and he ended up at Grambling. I think Grambling is gonna be a great place for RJ. I think some of the things that maturity-wise that he's gonna work on, Bruce is gonna bring it out of him. Because that was the thing that I think maybe at FAMU he didn't get enough of. But I think with Coach Joe, because like I said, there's no playing around down there with Coach Joe, and Bruce ain't going to play that. So I think physically, I think that's going to allow his skills to come out. But again, Grambling already got quarterbacks. So like I say, like he said, we got quarterbacks. So I'm really interested to see how that works.
It's a great and super opportunity for Bruce Eugene. Great. Go back to his school. Come up underneath Tulich. He still got other Doug Williams, Melvin Spears, all these guys around him. Here's a time that, when I was a young guy like that, man, this is a time, if he's listening, you got to dress the part. You got to look the part. You got to speak the part. But don't be the part until it's your time. You know what I mean? Of being a head coach. You know what I mean? You got to get out your hats. You got to get out your warm-up suits. You got to look like who you want to be. He's got everything else. He's intelligent. People love him down there. He's put the time in. He's got an excellent mind. But then now you got to come in and work on self. You know what I mean?
You talking about the polish, coach? You got to have the polish with it.
Yeah. You got. Hey, look, you got to shine it up now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got all the polish on the shoe. Now you got to take that shoe and shine it up, man. And I think him coming up underneath Mickey and me knowing what type of guy Mickey is, I think it's just a super opportunity for him, and it's going to be a great future for the SWAC conference.
Hey, Coach Cole, I just wanted to bring this up. I did a little research and came up with this graphic. This is the HBCU winning percentage the last 20 years. And you guys have been around this a long time. The top 5 schools in winning percentage the last 20 years, if North Carolina Central, South Carolina State, Jackson State, FAMU, and Grambling. Are you surprised with those top 5 schools being ranked as high as they are?
Not at all. I mean, when you look at them, the crazy part about it is you have Broadway at North Carolina Central. Then who we all know is an outstanding coach, won a national title there, won a national title at Grambling, won a national title at North Carolina A&T. All right. So when you look at those schools up there, he was one of the coaches. Then you had Coach Mack, who's now in Kennesaw, who took North Carolina Central right behind that to some more championships. Then you had Trey Oliver come right behind that. That's from hard winning football coaches. You know what I'm saying? That's
now. Well, I think the most surprising aspect of it to me is over the last 20 years, and does this kind of jive with what you guys have witnessed? Because I may have to go back and verify this. That sitting in 6th place with an overall winning percentage of 57%. is Prairie View. Does that sound right to you guys in the last 20 years?
Well, you know, the crazy part about it is that just all been recent.
What's the last 20 years though, Coach?
Yeah, that's all been, but it's all been recent. It's all been from it's got to be what, 2000, Campbell, from
2006 to 2025 is what we're talking.
I'm saying when Prairie View came on, it's from
they won it in 09, right? They won it in 09.
Right. And that's when their winning spree took off. I think from there on. Grambling, of course, Grambling is always Grambling. What is that? Florida A&M, of course, is up there. Jackson State. If Jackson State didn't go through that slump with two bad coaches, I think they would have been number one. And,
Coach, and I'll tell you this, Coach. Wait a minute. That same slump, that's when FAMU had Earl Holmes, and all that. So we had 10 years of wilderness. So I can say the same thing about FAMU. 10 years of wilderness. So that just,
y'all had Billy Joe, who was kicking everybody's butt, and they made him go Division 1A, and it went from it sunk fast and quick.
But the one that surprises me is Southern at 9. I would expect them to be above Prairie View, right behind Grambling. But again, this is not my research. This is ChatGPT.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure.
That's why we got so Rocky. I'm going to tease you about that because, like I say, your ChatGPT skill be kind of sketchy sometimes. So I'm and listen, where Lionel? Where are you at? Where my crack staffer?
Yeah,
I need, hey man, one of y'all call Lionel and have him to look at this and verify this.
I verified. I looked at PV's record. I looked at theirs. I didn't look at Southern's record. Seemed like it should have been better than that. Well, it's over 500. When they were going to championships, were they losing games when they were going to play Alcorn?
When Pete Richardson left in 09, it's been all downhill until what's my guy Bishop? He ended up going to North. Till he got the job. Then he took it.
So Odom comes in 2013, I believe.
Right.
So what was it like between 09 and 2000? Well, Pete Richardson's last championship was what, 05 maybe?
Yeah, somewhere in that.
What was it like between 05 and 2013 or something?
I was there in 08. Grambling won it, then PV won it, then we won it. In 07, I think 07, 06, 05, I think those were Pete Richardson. No, they were Alabama State. Alabama State that came alive then. Yeah. So Pete started right there in the middle, 74, your 6-5 records. But I thought Tennessee State, that surprised me about Tennessee State, because when we got to Tennessee State, the most games they had won in the last part of the 90s. And then they started doing okay during the league. They started getting better in OVC. So that kind of surprised me a little bit.
And in the first half of the last 20 years, A&T was dynamite. I mean, when you talk about from 06 to 2015, they were unbelievable. But after 2015,
they were like 0-27 somewhere. If I'm correct in them 2000s, they were like 0-27 in them early 2000s somewhere, right before they got good again. If I remember correctly.
Okay. You talking about before 2000, that 2012, 2013, 2014 run?
Yeah, it was somewhere in there. It might, like I say again, because I'm just looking at the dates, but they had where they were like 0-27.
Yeah.
So they've been down before like this.
My point, if that might have knocked them down, I'm just collaborating your point. That might be in there while they're under 500.
Yeah. Guys, I want to make sure we see who is the decent man, E3J. I like what he said, man. I think you guys need to hear it. He says all the coaches that have reappeared on Coaches Corner have opened up more than more each interview. Testament to the quality of the show. Man, I want to send a shout out and appreciate you and your closeness of watching our show. I want to thank you for that statement.
Well, Coach, I will say, here's the thing. And I when we talked about this before we got on, a lot of people interview coaches, and I think they do a really good job. I think a lot, but there is something different when they come on HBCU Coaches Corner, Rocky Mellow Channel, usually on Tuesday, but we're on every day until the football season start looking like, which is great because we're gonna bring all the coaches. But Coach, you either coach with them, they knew you understand coaching, and they respect you. That's why they come on this show, and that's why they come out of practice and they're dog tired, but they will come on this show and stay on it for an hour, sometimes 2 hours, because of who and what you are. And I'm gonna say this again, and people keep forgetting, you are a SWAC champion, so you know what it looks like. And it was you won no SWAC champion in 1925 either. Coach, you won the SWAC champion in 2010.
Yes, sir.
So you had to bang back against Prairie View when they won in 2009. You said no, we had to come back and get ours, right?
Ain't no question.
That's how you have to do a rival sometimes. So I want people to understand 2010 Coach Cole was a SWAC champion. So that's within Rocky's little graphic that Coach Cole won a championship. So
we joked about this, but if you look at over the last 20 years, you look at TSU's record, a third of the victories you can attribute to Coach Cole. Yeah, a third of their victories over the past 20 years, and he only coached 3 seasons. So
Emmett Jones, Campbell, he putting the pressure on me. I'm gonna have to go dig 747 Adams up out the grass. I had an opportunity to really meet him when I was at Tennessee State, so I think I might can find him somewhere.
Well, now G Boone said that you lost, Coach. Coach, you didn't take
Coach lost the PV. I'm gonna tell the truth. Coach told me this. He lost the PV 3 times when he was at Texas Southern.
It's let me say it's something about rivals when I've coached that I just can't. When we was at Alabama State, man, we lost to Tuskegee 3 times. Texas Southern lost to Prairie View 3 times. But beat the hell out of
that game in the beginning
else.
or at the end of the season when you were coaching it?
Yeah.
Well, no, Matt, that's like a question. Was it beginning or at the end when you were coaching?
Tuskegee was at the end. I'm
talking about Prairie View when you was at Texas Southern.
It was the beginning.
So it wasn't a Labor Day Classic game. Okay.
So when I got the job, Frazier, who's a great coach, he already had been in place for 4 years. His team was peaking. So when I got the job in 2008, we lost. Of course, he went on to win a championship in 2009, and then he beat me in 2010. But then I ran the table after that. Yeah. But Jackson State now, I'll spank that butt all 2 years straight. In 2008 and 2009. The only 2 teams I lost to in the SWAC my second 2 years was Grambling and Prairie View. Everybody else I beat.
Did you beat Grambling at all?
Yeah. I beat Grambling in 2010 in overtime. We beat them in overtime, 44-40, something like that. Yeah, and we gave them 3 touchdowns. But I'm gonna have to dig up Joe 747. You ever heard of Joe 747, Rocky?
Yeah, I have. I heard about him. We did a show with somebody from Tennessee State. Okay. And I went and looked him up, Coach, and he was like that.
Real deal.
That man terrorized Jackson State. They hated to see that boy walk through the tunnel. Seriously.
Yeah, real deal, man. Real deal. Greatness. I've seen all the greats. I think Willie Todd played against him, coached against Steve McNair, coached against Bruce Eugene. I've had a couple myself, Leon Murray, Darnell Kennedy. I've seen.
When you were at Tennessee State, did y'all play a Grambling?
No, we play Florida A&M though every year.
How did y'all do with those rattlers? How'd y'all handle those rattlers?
Come on now, down in Atlanta.
That was in Atlanta. We played in Atlanta.
Yeah. And then we actually came to Florida A&M, and they beat us in a tough game down there. But we would get after Florida A&M.
No, wait a minute. That Quinn Gray coach played in that game, right? That was Quinn Gray's game, man.
Yeah. He let y'all know when he came on.
I just want to remind you of that Coach Quinn Gray, Florida A&M had to sting them boys. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But hold on, Rocky. Before we go, but guess what though? We ain't finished. Tuesday night, Van Malone, coach from Hampton Pirates, my guy, is gonna be right here on HBCU Coaches Corner on Tuesday. And it's his first season of coaching. We had him on. We wanted the first people to have him on to talk about him being the new Pirates head coach. And, I got to ask him because you know what? We had Ted White on. I got to ask Van, who's the real HU? Got to ask him that. That's the first question I got to ask him.
Yeah. Van Malone will be on, and we're going to have Cedric Thomas, head coach at Alcorn State, on Sunday.
Okay, so
let me know when the SIP start. Maybe we can come on before the SIP, and then
what we'll probably do, Coach. I'm gonna have a guest host because Zoe, shout out to Zoe once again, is married is on his honeymoon, probably on the islands. We'll just come on Monday. We'll do sipping on Sundays on a Monday. Give everybody time to enjoy both shows, and that'll take us in close to football season. I gotta give me a really good guest host. And get it wrong. Coach, you might have to come on there and then hang out with us and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, Coach. Wait a minute, Coach. I got something for you. I happen to just be watching the show, Doc Holliday show. I watch everybody's show. I don't care if you don't like me or not. I'm gonna watch the show. And he had Mr. Ford on there, Coach. Your guy, Mr. Ford. And Mr. Ford, you know what he said, Coach? He said, man, let me tell you something. I was watching HBCU Coaches Corner. They had Kyle Mosley talk about that Texas thing. That's one of the best shows I've seen. I told Mr. Ford, come on over here. Now he's watching it right now. He's watching HBCU Coaches Corner. So I told Mr. Ford, let's come on over here. It's kind of like you got to, like child support. You got to support your other children too. Now I know he's been over there with the other kids and stuff like that and everything, but you got to come visit your other kids. So come on over here, HBCU Coaches Corner. It ain't gonna be no problem. I know they try to keep you locked up because Coach, when he talked about on one show, they booed him because we don't talk about that show over here, Coach. But that's okay. Because Mr. Ford was standing on business. So, Mr. Ford, come on over here, hang out with your folks. Let's compare some notes. You a G-man, Clark guy. Talk about Johnnie Cole. Just come on over here and hang out with your boys.
And you bring up a really good point, Steve. And this is something that Lionel addressed on Productive People a couple weeks ago. It seems like there's a lack of camaraderie among HBCU podcasters for some reason. And I'll say the ones that I've met in person, have been very hospitable, very welcoming, from Dr. Cavill to even Mr. Campbell and I spent some time with Doc Holliday, and he, and it was a very gracious engagement. And so there is no beef, there is no camaraderie, there is no competition in this space. Everybody has their lane.
Let me say
my bad. It's said. Not Lionel. It was said. My bad. And so I just want to say, man, the more we work together, the bigger we can make these platforms, right? And I'm open to coming on other people's platform, and I'm sure Mr. Campbell has been open to come on other people's platform. I've had other guys on my platform because, again, we begin to share our audiences with one another, and we just grow our own ecosystem. There's no reason that we have this unspoken animosity toward one another, man, because we're all trying to highlight the same thing, which is HBCU sports.
Yeah, I would like to, I'm more than open to come on to these guys' podcasts and talk football with them and talk whatever, and I'll be honest, I think you're right, Rocky, that I'm just surprised that I'm SWAC. I'm SWAC through and through.
Absolutely.
I'm going into the 40 years of SWAC. And all them guys know me at conference. I've got me and Willie Totten hung out, Jerry Rice hung out. We all, one thing about SWAC players, man, we got that thing to share. And when we see each other as football players or former football players, I mean, man, we dab it up. We have a good time together. So I'm surprised that there's some shows that I haven't been invited on.
Wait, Coach, hold on. First of all, see, there's a difference. And I'm going to say this, and I don't care who don't like it. Those people that you name are swag. The funniest thing to me, when Scotty came in this space, he's toxic. He's the one the problem. Scotty been gone for over half of a year. I still see the toxicity. So guess what that says? One Scotty says something about you and who you are. That brings the toxicity. See, they tried to blame it on him, and I try to tell people, you try to use him as a cover behind your bad acting is. Now he's gone. He ain't coming back, and I'm not saying as a negative. I'm saying that man has moved on for his future, and some of y'all still doing that same BS. So, Coach, don't compare yourself and those greats, because all those men respected each other and were competitors, but they were always swag. Some of these other people, they are who they are. So I just got to say that if you don't like it, you can call me. You know my number.
Yeah. And guys, too. When I heard, I like my man Scotty. I thought anytime, guys, anytime that we can get some time on podcast, time on TV. I used to tell the commissioner, I said, let me tell you something. I'll play any day, anytime, and anybody if I can get on TV to sell my program. And that's what we need. We need more of this about HBCU and black. And for people won't always hear the negative. You know what I mean? Of course, we all know the negative sales. You know what I mean? But it's some greatness, it's some goodness. And like I said, I'm more than welcome to come on to anybody's show and talk football. But the thing about me, I'm gonna talk facts.
That's it.
Yeah.
So so like Coach said, hey man, listen, if you got something to say, come on over here. HBCU Coaches Corner, sipping on Sunday. Because hey man, as they call me, I'm Mr. Swag Unity, Coach. You know what I'm saying? I'm down with everybody. People, let's Coach, hold on. Let me just bring it back. They got mad at me because I had a Grambling shirt on today, Coach. See, you see what I'm saying? Got mad on our show that I'm respecting Mickey Joseph and Grambling and got mad. See, that's what I'm saying. It ain't no people. It's you, my boy.
But that's our job, though, Coach. Our job, and when we got together and started this, was to make sure we represent the conference and who we following. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I got love for all them brothers, man. You know what I mean? Even though I am a TSP guy.
Hey, Lionel, let me tell you something. See, here's the thing. Grambling sent me this because how much money I made them. So, see, if I, maybe I make some money for y'all, maybe y'all send me something. Bro, you're my nephew. You didn't even send me one of them T-shirts. So, see, you could at least send me a T-shirt. So you send me a T-shirt, then I'll wear that. Come on, man. Like I say, come on. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. Well, man, it sounds good, man.
Hey, we got a couple people. Y'all want to take a few calls? We got them up. All right, hold on. Let me get it cranked up. Because, man, I just think this is better if we share our talents with one another, man. The more you give, the more you grow. And so I think it's imperative if we want to create a ecosystem where we all are able to maximize our talents and abilities, man. We got to be willing to work alongside one another.
Well, Rocky, you think about this on Sipping On. I've had Wayne, I've had Kelvin Rozier, I've had Blue, I've had Perry, I've had Mike Reed on. You see what I'm saying? I've had KJ on. Shout out to KJ, my niece. Yeah, KJ on. Absolutely. So, so I've had everybody on. And like I say, and Doc has come on and talk. So I love what I'm saying, man. I'm too old to be in that foolishness. So listen, Sipping On Sunday, if you want to come on, I don't care who you are. Come on over to Sipping On Sundays and have a good time. Come on over to HBCU Coaches Corner and bring something to the table. Man, like I say, we all in the same game because you know what it is. People gonna get their 237 jokes off and things like that. Nobody care about that, man. Make your jokes, have your fun. But in the end, I'm supporting all HBCUs. And shout out to Coach Cole getting all these great coaches on every night.
I got Tony from Nashville calling in. Tony from Nashville, you're live on HBCU Coaches Corner.
Hey, how you doing, gentlemen? Yeah, I'm the one who paid attention to the chat. I was because I'm in the dark about it. I noticed that he hadn't been back, and I don't know what happened. So if you guys are legally able to expound on that, could you speak on that?
What? Who are you talking about, Tony?
And Scotty.
Oh yeah, hey, man, something happened to him. Something real bad happened to him, and he got hired by Alabama A&M as the director of external communications. I think that's his title.
Yeah, something did happen bad. He was a bad man on his show, and somebody said, "I need this guy.
Yeah.
I need this guy on my team." And,
so he's fully employed with Alabama A&M.
So it was.
Go ahead.
It was something positive.
Oh yeah. I was joking.
Tony,
I'm not going to regurgitate anything, but I thought it might have had something to do with a certain SWAC school.
They tried to take him out, Tony. They listen. They tried to take him out. He got one of those sniper shots, but luckily, shout out to AD Bryant that saw something in Scotty and gave him a job.
And he went in.
He's doing.
He went into witness protection and over at Alabama A&M. So no, man, he and his family moved there and he bought a home. Man, Scotty's doing amazing, bro. And again,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I say this, sometimes you felt like choking him and hugging him at the same time. You know what I mean? But he was giving the business. He was standing on 10 toes.
Absolutely. And he's doing. And when the Lord said, "Go forth and multiply," he's taking care of that too. So shout out to my man Scotty and Key, because they're doing a great job with those kids, man. And I follow him on all social media platforms, and he's doing a tremendous job.
That's awesome, man.
For sure.
That's a blessing. Well, thanks for clarifying that. I just was curious because I didn't know. Because normally about 4 or 5 months before the season started, he's coming out, and there's been so many things that have happened here recently. I know he would have been hot on the mic, talking about a lot of things. But you guys are doing a good job, and hopefully one of the days I'll run into you guys. I'm hoping to start my own podcast, so maybe I, get with you guys and get some tips.
Oh, let me know. Hey, and again, somebody need to take over word on the street. That ain't our lane. That's really not our lane. But those SWAC people really enjoy word on the street. Yeah. So if anybody's out there, there is a gap in the marketplace right now. There's nobody doing word on the street.
And listen, and as soon as you do it, you will not be able to go to any SWAC function. Don't let Rocky set you up for failure. Do not let that man. We are paying for those sins right now. Do not let that man set you up for failure.
All right, caller with the last 4, 6360. You're live on HBCU Coaches Corner. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm the professor. I'm in the 803.
What's up now? You say professor?
That's my moniker, the professor.
All right, the professor. Go ahead, professor.
Listen, I enjoy the show, you guys. You do a great job. But I must say, it's inherently obvious that you guys are so SWAC biased. Now, I know you guys from the SWAC, and I understand that, Mr. Campbell, you kind of crossed the line a little bit because you got MEAC blood in you, but you guys are so biased towards your opinions of the SWAC and the MEAC. No one has said anything at all about the MEAC sweeping the SWAC last year in all head-to-head competition. You put up the graph just now, and the top 2 teams were from the MEAC. Mr. Cole, I respect you a lot. You are great, have great accomplishments, but you said some things that were just not correct. On one of the shows the other night, you said that South Carolina State did not travel well. That is not true. Mr. Campbell will tell you that. That's just not true. And you said that South Carolina State didn't pay their coach. Chennis Berry is one of the highest paid HBCU coaches there is. So get your facts straight. Guys, just quit being so pro-SWAC.
So where does Chennis Berry rank? Where does Chennis Berry rank among SWAC coaches? Among HBCU coaches?
I think he ranks 3rd or 4th.
Okay. So we know who makes the most, which is Marshall Falk, right?
Right.
Does he make more than Tremaine? Tremaine makes 370. Does he make more than that?
No, he doesn't. He makes 360.
Is that with bonuses?
That's with bonuses.
No, that's not. That's without
the
bonuses.
The papers say 300. Where you get your information from? And here's a guy that's been in the national championship, what, 3 out of the last 5 years?
Two.
2 out of the last 5? You don't think he should be at 4? And let me say this: I was at the Jackson State game. I was at the prayer. Did you come to the Celebration Bowl?
I was at. That's what shocked me when you made the statement you made. When I came to the first Celebration Bowl when South Carolina State and Jackson State played, it was standing room only. You remember? It was sold out.
Because guess who was there?
Because of Deion Sanders. Jackson State had way more fans than South Carolina State. Way more.
No. The South Carolina State was sold out. That side was sold out. You couldn't get tickets. But if you couldn't get tickets, it was sold out.
Come on. They played in the Georgia Dome. They came in. They played in the Georgia Dome. What you mean they can't get tickets?
You broke up. Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
I said, what you mean they can't get tickets? They played in the Georgia Dome, who seats about 79,000 or more. I was there at the game.
When you have to celebrate, listen. Right, when they have the Celebration Bowl, they don't sell the bottom bowl. They don't sell the top bowl. In all Celebration Bowls, only the bottom 2 bowls are sold.
Jackson State was 3/4 of the game. Was we there?
Yeah.
I disagree. I totally disagree. Pull the film, take a look at it.
Well, let me say this.
You guys are just so.
Hey,
biased.
Professor.
Wait a minute. So wait. Let's take one thing. Hold on, Professor. Hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah. Hold on one second. I just put in the chat what is publicly recorded what Chennisberry makes. So that's one. We have had Trey Oliver on. We just had Ted White on. We've had Chennisberry on this show. I think if you watch Sipping on Sundays, I have always said, right, Chennisberry is the best coach in HBCU football. So how is that about? I am the one of the few people. Now, Professor, if you watch my show and this show, I make sure the SWAC people know because they don't understand. And I've said that South Carolina State is one of the blue blood programs, 4 Hall of Famers, the best team in South Carolina. You're not going to tell me I've not said that. I've said that many times.
Okay.
So you for the 803, Palmetto State.
I'm talking about, again, Ms. Campbell, you're right, because you got MAC blood and you know the deal. But my point is, you're so SWAC biased. Again, last year, the MAC swept the SWAC. And you guys didn't even talk about that. You're so SWAC biased. It's a great show. I appreciate it. You know, it's very entertaining. But let's try to get in the middle of the road a little bit. That's all.
Okay. Let me say this. Yeah. So let me say something to Professor. I'm gonna go ahead and drop Professor right quick, cause I want to say this. Our fans overwhelmingly are SWAC fans, and we got to give our SWAC fans what they want. Who we have on the show and what we talk about is dictated by our fans and our fans' interests.
Okay, well, give them the truth, man. If you're going to give them something, give them the truth.
And what
they afraid to play anybody? They want to play no teams at the MEAC. Trey Oliver, as you say, has said that more than one occasion, SWAC does not want to play MEAC for whatever reason. So if you're going to tell them something, tell them the truth.
No, fam, y'all lost to Cozy. So Cozy had South Carolina, hosted South Carolina State in FAMU. And FAMU beat y'all the last time I remember. Am I correct? Or did I make that up?
Correct.
No, they sure did. They absolutely. But I'm talking on a consistent basis. So Alabama State pulled out of the game this year. Now you talking about they're going to be number one in the SWAC. They put out of the game this year. They were on South Carolina State's printed schedule.
Hey, that's not a SWAC thing. That's an Alabama State thing.
Can I say this too?
No, it's a SWAC
they only got 6 games.
You see?
Professor, listen. They got 6 games. They got 6 teams in the MEAC, right? How many games do they schedule SWAC teams? Not saying they are scared of them, but how many times they got 6 games that they can schedule. How many of those MEAC schools schedule SWAC teams?
Well, first of all, the SWAC won't answer the phone. All those non-conference games the SWAC play, they can be playing the MEAC team. Now, Campbell, you said you're a big fan of Trey Oliver. Trey Oliver was on the other day. What did he say? He can't get SWAC to answer the phone.
Well, you know, Travis, I got. Wait a minute.
Hold up. They're playing TSU in about
Texas Southern
in about 25 days. What are you talking about?
Hey, that's one game. How long have they been trying to get it done?
Now, Professor.
Now, Trey Oliver said one team. I want to say Trey Oliver named Grambling, and he said they weren't answering the phone.
No. He said before, many programs before, he told the other SWAC schools, and they wouldn't answer, they wouldn't call him back, they wouldn't pick up the phone.
Here's the problem with that.
I don't think
in the SWAC,
he's got a lot of credibility.
In the SWAC, we got 12. We got 12 teams on each side. We don't have room to place a lot of MEAC teams because of course we got to get our money game in.
Mr. Cole,
and then we got 2 or 3 games.
Listen to what you're saying. All those, listen, a non-conference game, they could schedule a MEAC team, non-conference game. They'd rather play somebody else from the SWAC and play somebody out of conference.
So can I be honest?
Spend all that money to travel out just to play a MEAC team when I could play a team in Texas, Louisiana, or Alabama.
So let me ask you this. Prairie View is playing 2 FCS opponents this year out of conference. They're playing Tarleton State away. They're playing Stephen F. Austin at home. I'm going to ask you, which MEAC school would travel as well as Stephen F. Austin to Prairie View?
To Prairie View?
Yes.
Not a whole lot to Prairie View. I agree. But the other school, hold on.
No. Hold on.
Let me. I listen to you for a second.
No. I need you to answer. I want you to answer a basic question. I want you to answer a basic question.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. Let me. There are other schools a lot closer in Alabama and Mississippi that still do the same thing. Now you're gonna tell me, hold on. Now you listen to what you're saying. You're gonna tell me a South Carolina State going to Mississippi to play Jackson State or Jackson State coming to Orangeburg won't be sold out on either venue? Are you telling me that?
This is what it's really about. This is who he wants. No. See, he done showed his card. Really what he wants is that home and home with Jackson State. He don't care about nobody else. And I like that. Because let me tell you something about South Carolina State people. And this has gone back.
Caller, we're going to get to you in a second.
I got to say this. South Carolina State feels disrespect. Now, Coach, you can understand what I'm about to say. They beat Deion the first time. They came back and they lost. But then Chennis won. But they feel they do not get the same credit for being a blue blood as a Jackson State, as a FAMU, as a Grambling.
They done lost 2 games in a row to Jackson State.
But one was in the mirror. So let's be honest. Isn't this what this is really about?
You may have peeped it.
Listen. No, go ahead, Professor. This is what this is about.
No, I'm going to tell you this.
Let him answer. No, let him answer. Go ahead.
Jackson State. Hold on. Jackson State had an NFL quarterback and a Heisman Trophy winner on the team. They had a Heisman Trophy winner on the team and an NFL quarterback. So you going to tell me that didn't make a difference?
Who won the Heisman?
No, you talking about, but y'all, with Central.
Travis Hunter wasn't there. Travis Hunter was in high school.
Travis wasn't there on that year when y'all be Shadur his freshman year.
Let me clear the air. Let me clear the air for a minute. Listen to me. You can't call on our show and say that we MEAC. You can say that, but that's not true. We understand. We've been to Celebration Bowls year in, year out. And yes, the MEAC has beat us. Hell, North Carolina A&T won 3 in a row. Beat Alcorn State. We tell the truth. We will always say that Trey Oliver was one of the best black coaches in football. Chennis Berry is one of the best coach. I'm sorry, not black coach in football. We've never down the MEAC. Do we talk about the SWAC? Yes, we do. Because our fans are from the SWAC. So don't call our show and say that we're SWAC heavy. We're heavy on great coaches. And those coaches that have been asked, Chennis Berry, Trey Oliver been on this show, all the MEAC coaches, we have reached out and asked them to come on this show. So don't say we SWAC heavy and we're against the MEAC. The MEAC has great coaches and great teams. So that's my piece.
Okay. Hey, Professor. We can pick up this conversation up tomorrow if you want to continue it. But we got another caller that we got to get to. Thank you very much, Professor, for calling.
Thanks for taking my call, man. Thanks.
Hey, caller with the last 4, 1386. You're live on HBCU Coaches Corner. What's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, my name is Rivera Schaefer, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but I've been in Phoenix, Arizona for 25 years. My name is Rivera Schaefer.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to turn, I'm going to mute you till you turn your background down, man. You got to turn your background down, bro. I'm going to go to Wake. Here. Wake, you're live on HBCU Coaches Corner. Where you calling from?
Calling from Ohio. Love the show.
Oh, thank you, man. I got your name listed as Wake. Do I have it right?
Yeah, that's me and Scotty. Scotty knows me about Wake.
Oh, okay. Go ahead now.
Now the one thing that professor, whenever somebody calls in and says you all are not doing something or whatever, you just tell that person, well, we're not doing it. You have the opportunity to do it yourself. If we missing something, pick it up. That's how you handle that. Now, with Coach Cole, I had a question with Coach Cole, and I know that Grambling coach was on there earlier, and he opened up the season with Division II schools, 2 Division II schools. Coach Cole, do you think when larger schools like Grambling and Jackson play Division II schools, do you think that hurts the reputation of the larger schools?
I don't. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Your picture, your camera just froze.
I think it's a coach's choice between him and the athletic director of what they're trying to do. Some teams pick teams like, where we gonna be, what we have, what kind of team we have. Should we open up, and play somebody strong, or should we open up and play a team that we can beat and get ready? I think it's a program decision between the AD and the head coach. But the thing about HBCUs, it don't matter if they Division II or Division 1 AA. It's just the pageantry around any black college game. And in my 40 plus years of being around black college, no matter whether it's 1 or 2. Because believe me, I've beat 1 and I've lost to some Division II black schools as well.
Oh, great. Now, before I go, Mr. Campbell, I see you really fully swag, because I never imagined a Rattler wearing Grambling attire. I've never seen that.
well, I'm gonna say this again, and maybe you didn't hear it, but this is a lot of pride. When I have an online haircut. Yeah. When I first started, I met a young lady from Grambling, and she said, my daughter's in them. She's on the dance team. And I said, you know what? I will sponsor them. I went down there and I talked to a lot of schools, and Grambling was the only school that said, you know what? You're going to help our students. We're going to help you. That was the very first school that I sponsored. So I'm always going to respect somebody to help me. You know what I mean? So it's about respect, because that showed me the love. And I told them, and listen, I'm from Jackson, so I can mess with Grambling a lot. I told them, I said, hey, man, I'm a Tiger. They said, oh, Mr. Campbell, you're a Tiger. I said, yeah, I'm a Tiger.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.